The future of transportation has arrived, and surprisingly, it isn't coming out of Silicon Valley or the massive production hubs of China. Instead, is rising from a place many would never have expected: Africa. Yes, you heard correctly. Africa, a land filled with culture, traditions, and now bold innovation, is grabbing attention in the automotive industry with a groundbreaking creation: the self-powered car. For decades, Africa has often been seen as a region struggling with infrastructure issues, economic difficulties, and heavy dependence on global powers. But that story is beginning to change. This self-powered car is one of the latest examples of African creativity stepping up to challenge the usual global tech leaders. It's not just another vehicle, it's a car that runs fully on renewable energy, needing no fuel or charging points. It's more than just transport. It's a sign of Africa's rising role in world technology. When engineers from the United States first encountered this self-powered car, they were stunned. They could hardly believe the level of skill, the originality, and the bravery of its design. Africa, which had long been left out of the competition for the next big thing in car technology, suddenly became the focus of international attention. But this isn't simply another electric vehicle. It's a different kind of breakthrough. A window into a possible future where African ideas reshape industries across the planet, changing the way we think about energy, travel, and sustainability. So, what does this mean for the global car business? What does it mean for the powerful automakers in the US, China, and Europe that have ruled the EV world for years? And most importantly, what does it mean for Africa's future as a growing hub of technology? Stay with us as we explore how this game-changing invention could disrupt the auto market and possibly mark the start of Africa's rise as an economic power. In recent years, Africa has slowly been reshaping its global image. For a long time, discussions about the continent often focused on challenges like political unrest, weak infrastructure, or economic problems. But now a different story is unfolding. A story of imagination, innovation, and growth in technology. In cities such as Nairobi, Lagos, Cape Town, and Accra, tech startups are thriving. Africa is now home to some of the fastest growing tech communities in the world. Young innovators are producing new solutions across many areas. From finance and medicine to farming and renewable energy, and now even in automobile manufacturing. The creation of a self-powered car in an African country marks a key moment in this transformation. It shows that Africa is not just catching up, but in some areas may even be stepping ahead. The continent is finding clever solutions to problems that others may consider too costly or difficult to solve. One of Africa's biggest strengths isn't only in its natural resources or skilled people, but also in its tough conditions. These challenges push local inventors to create practical solutions that could help people globally. For many years, weak power systems slowed down Africa's progress. But that is now changing. More and more, the continent is moving toward clean energy. Solar panels, wind farms, and biofuels are now being used not only to power homes and businesses, but also to shape the future of transportation. Let's now take a closer look at the car that has everyone talking. At first glance, it looks much like any modern electric car. A smooth design built for performance and sleek in appearance. But look closer and you'll see something different. This car does not need charging stations. That has been one of the biggest challenges with electric cars worldwide: the need to stop and recharge. Instead, this vehicle uses advanced clean energy systems to create its own power as it drives. It is built to be fully self-reliant. So, how does it actually work? The car is fitted with solar panels, energy recovery systems that capture power from movement and light, along with strong batteries that store energy collected from the surroundings. As it drives, sunlight is turned into electricity to run the motor. But there's more. The car also includes technology that recovers energy when slowing down, known as regenerative braking. This makes the system even more efficient. In practice, this means as long as there is sunlight, the car can keep moving forward. No plugs are needed. But the most impressive part is the bigger picture. This vehicle might be a preview of a future where transport is no longer tied to fuel or charging networks. Imagine a world where every car runs on power drawn from nature, from the sun, the wind, or motion itself. No gasoline, no pollution, and much lower costs for drivers. That's the vision this African car points to. When the first prototype of the self-powered car was shown to the world, the response was one of surprise and admiration. Engineers and car experts around the globe were amazed not just by the design, but also by the way it functioned. Many American engineers in particular were shocked. They had spent years working on electric cars, yet a fully energy-independent vehicle was still only an idea on paper. Companies like Tesla, Ford, and GM had made great progress, but none had yet built a car that could fuel itself using only renewable sources. What made the impact even greater was the fact that this innovation came from Africa, a place many didn't expect to be leading in car technology. Suddenly, Western companies were forced to rethink their strategies, especially since they had been struggling to make renewable-powered cars widely available and affordable. Praise came quickly from across the auto world, though doubts also followed. Could this technology scale up to serve massive markets? Could it be produced in large numbers? Was it affordable enough? These are valid questions, but one fact is clear. Africa has joined the race and disrupted the global order. A big question surrounding the self-powered car is why it appeared from Africa and not from China. After all, China dominates the electric vehicle market, producing millions of every year and pouring investments into green energy. So why hasn't China reached this same milestone of full energy independence in cars? The answer lies in strategy. China has concentrated on building large numbers of EV quickly and cheaply. Their focus has been on making electric cars accessible and widespread. But those still rely on charging stations and centralized grids. The African self-powered car, on the other hand, works in a completely different way. It's designed for independence with no outside charging required. That's especially vital in places where electricity is unstable or even missing. For many African communities, a car that generates its own power isn't just impressive, it's essential, and this shows something deeper. While China has been asking, how do we scale fast and reach the most people? African innovators asked, how do we build cars that can function within our limitations? This different perspective led to a breakthrough that could prove more adaptable, more eco-friendly, and potentially more revolutionary than anything so far from the East or West. The self-powered car is more than just clever engineering. It presents a new way to think about travel. If this concept is scaled up, it could reshape how we view vehicles, energy, and the environment altogether. Imagine a world where every car produces its own energy. No more gas stations. No need for massive power grids to support EV. No more pollution from driving. This invention points toward that kind of world, one where transportation supports the planet instead of damaging it. Cars are currently one of the largest sources of greenhouse gases. If self-powered cars become widespread, that could change quickly. It could begin a new era of green living, and this is just the beginning. The rise of this car may spark a wave of invention across Africa, with stronger support for schools, improved infrastructure, and more investment in creative ideas. Africa has the chance to become a true power in technology. The self-powered car is not standing alone. It is one of many ideas that could push the continent toward a future of growth and opportunity. This invention represents more than just a new kind of vehicle. It symbolizes a new way of thinking, bold problem solving, and a hopeful path forward. It proves that great innovations can come from unexpected places and that tough limits often inspire the most creative ideas. As we look ahead, one thing is clear. Africa's breakthroughs are no longer only for Africa. They are helping shape the world.